Alright, so, when, alright, so Judith Marie Gunder, which is JMG. Now this gets confusing because I have light read, with, I mean, everything has to be renamed. It's so absurdly annoying. Okay, so I have a, what do you say, like a business, like a meeting room, I suppose, that was opened when, under JMG, but it's, when Judith Marie Gunder, the JMG inside the Firefly, was sent to human, Linda Marie Gunder, my mother, was supposed to have her outside shell be LMG and the inside shell JMG. That was it. And that's how I knew my Firefly mother and genetic were supposed to be sewn in. Somehow, through science that nobody's, whatever, that we keep quiet, let's put it that way, because I don't want people doing these kinds of things. And this is a science crime of a whole nother sort. They somehow shucked the Firefly out from the genetic. They sent my mother genetically empty, and then later on the JMG Firefly was born on the cosmic wheel of August 2nd and was named, because Mariah didn't have a name for Judy, so she asked, there was a candy striper in the room, and so her name was Judith, so she made Judith Marie Gunder. So that vortex crime sent me, I mean, I was from my kingdom of Rus and my Nibiru standpoint, watching over my future family and where they were sending me, knowing what I was responsible for once I got there. This has been this is like medical traction. It's like you put yours, like every limb is broken and you're just put in cast and in a medical traction, but you have real big things to do, but everybody stays away from you because they've made sure that they broke all of your limbs. They then put plaster of Paris cast over every limb of yours. They watched as it hardened, and then they strapped you to an immobile standpoint. That's what this human has felt like thus far. So, I, in 1980, was on special light trying to do neutrality between Nibiru and Kingdom of Rus and human to not have a life. I mean, there were so many things that had to be researched because of the crime and what was on the docket for the justice system. I mean, how do I protect my human little girl at 5 when you've already broken the female entry point from Stargate? I mean, I entered fine. I'm all put together. I know I have my special marriage to Vlad elsewhere. I mean, we're the two Nicks, which is fine. I call myself, well, right, I'm Nicole, he'll be Nick, or Nikionis. Yeah, Nikionis is actually the one I like the most because it's an eon of space for he and I. And then, but, I mean, his inner whatever, when we're together, in skin. Now, when that vortex crime docket broke, humans were made aware of it. I mean, we have a staff of humans on planet Earth at all times. I don't understand. How does an entire staff of humans fuck up when there are so few of my level of human or my level of advanced race alien anomaly? I mean, I don't even know what you call me. So, in MIB standpoint, I mean, where's the staff of humans? What do they call themselves? How do I reach out to them? Why don't they come get me when we already gave them the docket and the information and they knew what was. Then I had Phi used, PHI, the Disney hook. It's like My Star in 1978 came, and then it's kind of like somebody put a Phi on it and just wrote it like they have like an umbrella in cartoons, but the Phi, they just like a clothesline until my first child, which was Benjamin, which then in 1998, which he came in 1999, it's like they just pulled it totally down. I mean, he was supposed to just go, my genetic, I have one lineage, one line, one straight line. It was like somebody took the Phi and just pulled down and pulled him out of alignment, which then put Dan out of alignment because nobody fixed the Phi and nobody fixed my lineage. And then Lexicon comes, and because it's Vlad and I dancing on the ceiling in a marital affair, which is hilarious, because technically on human understanding, I'm married to Jason, so I would be cheating on Jason. But the truth is that I'm forever, I mean, I'm source energy with Nicklaus. Like, he and I recharge each other's, we're the entire source. We're not just Firefly. Firefly's an orb. That's like what you, like Centaurions are, if they're lucky, they have a Firefly. And then you have a full source of pearlized photon light. I mean, it's like crazy bright, but it's a solid light. It's not even photon. Photon's like whatever, but and that's where the 3, I mean, that's his signature. I mean, that's how he in full figure you melt in and you communicate. So I mean, that's let's think about this. So when Judith and Linda were shucked into 2 different genetic bodies and 2 different calendar dates in Humanville, in somewhere in the 40s, they automatically opened up in the Nibiru kingdom of Rus, which is what Nicklaus and I are royals over, it amongst whatever else he has. But my docket came up and it said it was my future genetic with all of these problems, and I called it worse for wear. And it was a gigantic unskinned, by the way, bright light with a JMG signature inside the 69 West Row Boulevard, Patchogue, New York 11772 kitchen, but like an offshoot of it because it's like a scene from a movie. So it looks skinned the same, but it was slightly different. I mean, it had a table in front of it that was like a wood block or whatever. And then there were chairs with other people because it was a hybrid room. It was whatever somebody else uses in their neck of the woods or their office, and then wherever my genetic was going to be living at the time of the crime, which is me looking like this. I'm not supposed to age like this. I'm not supposed to be this fat. I'm not supposed to be left in New York. This is all wrong. And I'm not supposed to be touched by a Jason Peter Romer 1976. I don't even know I'm supposed to know what that is, let alone wait and find out what a TEOFRIO and his whole disgusting pornographic lifestyle is. None of this was supposed to happen. There is staff somewhere around the world. Why is it that none of them are good at their jobs to fix my one situation with him? I'm just curious. So JMG in his gigantic pearlized light form, with my skin being this ugly and disgusting, had a conversation in his skin in whatever room that was. But for me, he was bright light, and I was just sitting there like, oh, I don't see them, but I know there's somebody that's not doing whatever they're supposed to be doing. And I know who you are, but, right, because we had just been somewhere else. So in an anti-gravity space room of some sort, hybridized between where your reality is and my reality is, this is what I actually look like. You knew this was what I actually looked like. You know what he actually looks like. And yet nobody at 100% humans are useful. Why is that? He and I aren't human. Neither's Alexander. And neither's Benjamin for that matter, but Benjamin has a problem at this point. He's connected interdimensionally wrong, which makes the neutrality treaty a little difficult to enforce due to the whole Maria Mirza peace treaty kid and the mother that's a problem with her little phi group, right, of pretend to be Mary Poppins and just pull the entire genetic future off alignment. So, I'm just curious, when does this get better for him and I? Because I'm not supposed to age, definitely not like this. This science project's completely broken. I'm unable to do anything as usual. I'm still stuck in the dirty pigeon cage because nobody's come to clean the kitchen or the cage or get me out of it. So how does this work? Like, how many have to live? Like, how many can we kill? Like, does this ever speed up? I'm just curious.